2023 NBA draft class is one that's going to be remembered for quite some time because this draft contains one of the best players we have seen or one of the best prospects we have seen in Victor Wembanyama. And if he stays on this trajectory, Victor Wembanyama is going to become one of the greatest players the NBA has ever seen. Not just one of the greatest players the NBA has ever seen, but truly the first of a new model of NBA players, guys who are 7'4", extremely impactful defensively, can put the ball on the floor in multiple different ways, can shoot from outside the arc from very deep, and can be a monster in transition. Not only that, but this NBA draft contains a lot of very high upside defensive players with guys like Amen Thompson, Derek Lively, Cason Wallace, Victor Wembanyama, and Bilal Coulibaly. And not only that, it looks like this NBA draft has produced a future all-star in Brandon Miller. So in today's episode of At the Buzzer Sports, we are going to be redrafting the 2023 NBA draft. I think that's going to be my new intro from now on. The way I just did this intro, the way I did the intro for the last episode, where we talked about Dylan Harper and possibly being the number one pick in the draft, I think that's going to be my intro from now on. Not very necessarily sure if that's going to be it, but I like it. We're going to do it from now on, and maybe it makes my editing process just a tiny bit easier. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to be doing the lottery of the 2023 NBA draft. I already have my draft written down this time, and I actually took a little bit of time to put it together. It was really just a one take, but I like what I went with. And if you guys don't, make sure you subscribe so you guys can hate on every single redraft I do. And this is also something that's pretty new in my setup. I usually just keep the LED lights on and then put my ring lights on. I have my lamp on, and it's currently 1 a.m, damn near. Yeah, it's almost 1 a.m, and I don't usually like light. So I'm trying something new. I'm trying something new for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this looks better. Maybe this looks better. If it doesn't, we're probably not going to get it much anymore. Anyway, once again, like I said, we're going to be doing the lottery teams, and we're going to get right into it, man. Let's do it. Now, to make this interesting, I could randomize the lottery, so this could be a more fun experience to see Victor Wembanyama go to a new team, but I don't think, even if we were doing an all-time NBA draft, I don't think a lot of people would go ahead of Victor Wembanyama. This is truly the greatest prospect we have ever seen. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say he's the greatest player we've ever seen. The greatest prospect and the greatest player we've ever seen are two different things. Zion Williamson is one of the greatest prospects the league has ever seen, but he will not go down as one of the greatest players the league has ever seen. At least I'm sure. I'm pretty sure of it. Now, I could be wrong, but who knows? I'm a really big Zion fan, though, so hopefully he picks it back up. But to nobody's question, we're going to be taking Victor Wembanyama, number 1 overall in this 2023 actually NBA redraft. 7'5", 200 pounds, can put the ball on the floor, extremely well defensively. He's probably the front runner to be Defensive Player of the Year this year. He was second in Defensive Player of the Year voting last year. Come on now. This is almost a gimme. At number 2, I think this is a gimme as well. Brandon Miller, who was questionable to be the number 2 pick in the Charlotte Hornets in the 2023 draft. I thought Brandon Miller was going to go number 2 because I just didn't like the fit of Scoot Henderson and LaMelo Ball. And I know a lot of people were saying draft Scoot. This can be a guy that can replace LaMelo if he can't fix his injury problems. And then Scoot Henderson ended up not playing well. LaMelo's actually playing very well this season. Brandon Miller has been looking phenomenal. So right now the pick is checking out. Brandon Miller is going to go number 2 to the Charlotte Hornets. Okay, now this is where the draft starts. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys know where I'm going. This has definitely been the third best rookie on the board. So for the Portland Trailblazers, instead of taking Scoot Henderson with the number 3 pick like they did in real life, which once again was not the wrong pick at the time, Scoot Henderson was definitely the second best prospect in this draft with the athleticism, the speed, the rim finishing that he possessed, the strength that he possessed. It just looks like it's taking a little bit longer for him to put that together at the higher level. He is really bad on defense. He's extremely inefficient. He does have a lot of turnovers. And I think he had like the worst plus minus in NBA history as a rookie last season. So it does take a while for young guards to really put it together. So he has looked better this season. Now, not by a lot, but it's a work in progress. I still believe the potential is there. The in-between game has been really good. There has been moments where the playmaking has gotten there. And I thought this was going to be a guy that was going to put an insane amount of pressure on the rim, be able to kick out to some shooters, be able to play in the in-between game, be a great pick-and-roll guy. And he just has not shown that as of right now. So, Amen Thompson will be the third pick for the Portland Trailblazers. You get pretty much everything you expected to get from Amen Thompson out of his first season, and then you're still pretty much getting it now. The defense, the tenacity, the intensity that he brings on the defensive side of the floor. He's a great rebounder. He's extremely athletic. I would say he's one of the 10 best athletes in the league. It's all there, man. The ball handling, the transition, offense and defense. This is somebody that the Portland Trailblazers would love. You now pair that with a future backcourt of Amen Thompson and Shaedon Sharpe. I don't know, man. I like what they're building in Portland. You can ship out Anthony Simons to go get some more young pieces. This is really nice. So Amen Thompson is going to go number 3 overall. And the Rockets, they don't get much different of a player in Ausar Thompson. Ausar Thompson, fantastic rebounder, fantastic defender. He's very good in transition. He's an extremely, extremely high-level athlete. The Houston Rockets are kind of getting the same player. They do have a little bit of differences. I think Amen is a slightly better defender. I do think Amen is just a slightly better athlete, but Ausar Thompson, I think, is the better rebounder, and I think he can be just as good as, or just at the level defensively of Amen. I just do think he may be a step behind as of right now. So the Houston Rockets are not going to be taking Amen Thompson, but they will be taking Ausar Thompson with this 4th pick. Now, with the 5th pick, the Detroit Pistons are going to kind of reach down in the draft a little bit. This guy right here, Bilal Coulibaly, has been lighting the league on fire as of recently for the Washington Wizards. He's shown a lot of playmaking chops early on this season in his sophomore season. He's always been a great defender coming into the league, being 6'9", being extremely lengthy with his wingspan, being able to guard multiple positions, being able to get out in transition, being able to be a cutter to the basket. And if that jump shot comes around, we're looking at a guy that's going to be a very high impact player for his entire career. So this is something that you would love to see in Detroit. They don't get Ausar Thompson, but they do get somebody who is at the caliber of player in Bilal Coulibaly out of France, former teammates of Victor Wembanyama. So that's always fun as well. Okay, so for the 6th pick in this draft, we're going to be reaching pretty deep. Pause. Okay, pause. I didn't mean it like that, but we're going to be reaching pretty deep as I say it again. Brandon Podziemski is going to be going number 6 to the Orlando Magic. Now, a lot of people are thinking, why would they take Brandon Podziemski and not get Anthony Black or maybe a Jaime Jaquez or maybe a Keontae George or a Jordan Hawkins, who kind of fills that shooting need that they really need? I think Brandon Podziemski, as he has not been playing that great in his sophomore season, he still does provide a really high level of defense as a rookie. He is a solid ball handler, and I see the shooting potential there, and that's something that this Orlando Magic team needs. They need somebody who can generate some type of offensive game for them outside of Franz and Paolo. Jalen Suggs has been taking a leap this year. Franz Wagner has been taking a leap this season. But having somebody who can be a secondary ball handler in an offense and really create out of the pick and roll and show signs of being a solid shooter in the NBA, I think this is a good pick. Brandon Podziemski is going to be going number 6th in this redraft. Up next, we have the Washington Wizards, who missed out on Bilal Coulibaly, but I think Jordan Poole is more of a shooting guard than he is a point guard. I think he's more of a off-ball, on-ball, score-first mentality type of guard, and what better to pair him next to a guy who is a extremely high playmaker, plays well in transition, and is a pretty good defender in Anthony Black out of Arkansas. This is somebody who is 6'7", has some size to him, has some speed to him, has the playmaking chops, one of the best playmakers in this draft. Anthony Black is going to be going number 7. I really like this pick for Washington, and now you have a guy in Jordan Poole who can play more off ball, next to an Anthony Black, somebody who can play make, collapse defenses, and the potential is really there for him. And it was a point in the season where him and Jalen Suggs were one of the best defensive backcourts in the league last year. I really like how his defense has been translating this season. So we're going to see a lot more from Anthony Black in this situation with the Wizards, and we're going to see how he plays with a more of an uptick in playing time. So this is something that is very, very interesting to me, bringing in Anthony Black for this team, and I'm extremely excited. For the Indiana Pacers, this is a team that is a playoff caliber team. They were a playoff caliber team coming into this draft. This was a team that had formerly missed the playoffs, but I think Tyrese Halliburton was hurt for a little while this season. I'm going to go Jaime Jaquez. This is an older player, somebody who's seasoned, somebody who can be a veteran, somebody who has played a lot of basketball. He can defend. He can attack the rim relentlessly. And this is somebody that the Pacers need, some wing versatility that can guard multiple positions, can maybe guard maybe 1 through 3s, can be quick enough to stay in front of a guard, can be strong enough to stay in front of 3s. I'm going to be taking Jaime Jaquez Jr. right here with the 8th pick. They formerly took Jarace Walker. He's kind of been up and down so far in his career, but I think Jaime Jaquez is somebody who's going to be seasoned. He's 22 years old. He's going to be able to walk into a position and contribute immediately. So Jaime Jaquez Jr. is going to be going number 8 for the Indiana Pacers. Now, the Utah Jazz. This is where Scoot Henderson is going to get picked. Now, I understand where a lot of people could come from in saying that Scoot Henderson may be a bust. He has not been playing well, but I don't think that the past season and a little bit of this season is drastic enough to take him completely out of the lottery in a redraft, especially so soon into his career. The upside is still there. The upside is still there. We've seen point guards struggle at a level where you could consider them to be a waste of a pick or maybe even a bust. But I still think the potential is there with Scoot Henderson. You give him a team where there's a little bit more shooting. You have Lauri Markkanen, who's one of the best off-ball players in the league. Scoot Henderson is great at getting downhill. He's great at attacking the rim, or at least he showed that at the G League level. He showed that in Summer League. And you also give him a fantastic coach in Will Hardy over there in Utah. I think this situation would be very good for him, and I believe the upside is still there for him to become something as an NBA player. So, number 10, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we have Cam Whitmore not falling that far. Now, Cam Whitmore is somebody who is in the G League right now. His NBA career has not really panned out the way you would want it to. But if you have a 6'7" combo guard, maybe even shooting guard, small forward, just a 6'7" wing who can fly up and down the floor, has an immense amount of defensive upside, has shown signs to be a league average or above league average shooter. He plays well in the pick and roll as a roller. He's a great lob threat, great in transition, can cut to the basket. This is somebody who's going to be able to grow with this Thunder team. He's probably not going to be able to play much, but he's going to grow. He's going to grow, and there's not going to be a lot of eyes on him. I think OKC develops young talent very well. If we look at Aaron Wiggins, if we look at Isaiah Joe, if we look at how Cason Wallace is playing in his role, how he's been able to buy in to the Thunder's defensive scheme. I love this pick. Cam Whitmore gets a fresh start in this universe, and he's going to be going to the Oklahoma City Thunder, where he is able to tune in on his strengths and build up his weaknesses. That is what a lot of rookies who are raw offensively and defensively could use at this young of an age. On the Oklahoma City Thunder, it's what's going to happen with Nikola Topic. It's what's going to happen to every single pick that the Thunder continue to make. You're going to be able to show your strengths while you work on your weaknesses. Next year, what are the Thunder going to ask Nikola Topic to do? Nikola Topic, come in for this 3 minutes, create offense. Create offense for Chet. Create offense for J-Dub. While you're doing that, work on your spot-up shooting because Chet's going to take a lot of gravity down low. J-Dub's going to take a lot of gravity on the perimeter. Work on your spot-up shooting. Work on your free throws. Work on your defense. Because as you're working on your defense, you have one of the best rim protectors in the league, one of the best defenders, period, in the league behind you. OKC is probably the best situation in the NBA for a young player to go to, especially one of these young players who are middling around the lottery, maybe could fall out of the lottery if the perfect situation doesn't arrive. And you're going to be able to, like I said, show your strengths Work on your weaknesses. So I think that's fantastic for Cam Whitmore. The 11th pick for the Orlando Magic, this is where I'm going to be taking Grady Dick. Grady Dick has shown a lot of signs as a shooter, and this is exactly what the Orlando Magic need. So I'm going to be taking Grady Dick here. He's been actually playing phenomenal for the Raptors as of lately this season. So him being an off-ball shooter, working out of the mid-range, being a solid beyond-the-arc shooter, it's exactly what the Magic need. And the way Paolo Banchero has been playing as of lately before he went down, he's going to match up perfectly with the Orlando Magic. Up next, the Dallas Mavericks are going to go with Derek Lively. Once again, Derek Lively has been phenomenal. He's very underrated as a center. We just have so much talent in the league. We have so much talent at the center position and at the big man position that we don't really talk about Derek Lively as much. But he was a solid contributing piece, a very big factor to this Dallas Mavericks team in their playoff run as a rookie, being able to provide great screening for Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, being a fantastic rim protector. He was busting his ass on the boards all playoffs long. This is somebody who's going to compete night in and night out, and that's a perfect pick for Dallas. That's the type of guy Dallas needed in the draft last season, and that's a guy that they still need continuously. Up next for the Toronto Raptors, we're going to take Cason Wallace here. Cason Wallace is one of my favorite players in the league. And when you look at his box score, you're like, why is Cason Wallace one of your favorite players in the league? You have to watch. You have to watch. You have to watch to understand why Cason Wallace is one of my favorite players in the league. Because Cason Wallace reminds me so much of what I did on my middle school team. Now, I know that sounds crazy. But in middle school and in high school, I wasn't a star player. Hell nah. I was a role player. Come on now. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and be like, yo, I was averaging 25 and 12 a game in high school. I just hurt my knee. I'm 5'8". What I did in high school was I defended extremely well. I got rebounds. I actually was extremely vertical, an extremely vertical leaper. I will say that. I rebounded my ass off. I played defense, and I ran in transition, like extremely well. So one thing I always prided myself on in high school was being at the right place in the right time. My teammates getting double teamed. Oh, here I am cutting baseline, easy layup. My defender is able to get the opposing offensive player to pick his dribble up. Here I am sneaking in for a steal. We need a game-saving stop. Here I am. We need a big rebounder. Here I am. We need somebody with strength to guard the big man. Here I am. So Cason Wallace is one of those guys where he's going to play his ass off defensively. He's going to hit an outside shot. He's always going to be at the right place in the right time. And he even had some minutes guarding Kyrie Irving in the playoffs last season. So I love Cason Wallace. Very big Cason Wallace fan. I'm probably going to get a jersey. Because he embraces what I love about the role player. He embraces what I love about basketball. It is not just about being the star player. A lot of these star players look at their role players and say, you know what, man? You won us this game. You won us that game. And it could be the smallest thing in the world. I'm ranting because I want this video to be a little longer, but role players make the NBA, man. Role players make the NBA. I'm telling you, bro. Role players make the NBA. And at number 14, with the New Orleans Pelicans, this was before the DeJounte trade. Even when the DeJounte trade, after the DeJounte trade, if I would do a redraft, I'm probably going to, let me make sure I'm not tripping here. Yep, we're going to go with Keontae George. I think there's a scoring upside with Keontae George that makes him a really high value prospect in this draft. The way he was able to light up the summer league in his first season was amazing. Now, there is some playmaking concerns that you would have with him. He turns the ball over a little too much, and there's some inconsistencies in shooting that you should be worried about just a little bit. But the playmaking upside is there. Off the dribble shooting has been up and down, but you see the potential. The driving to the rim has been up and down. The tough shot making has been up and down, but you see the potential with all these things. And Keontae George isn't somebody that's going to have to come in and play because this New Orleans Pelicans team is a playoff contending team. This is a team that, when healthy, they have playoff aspirations. So he's not going to come in and start. But He can learn behind a DeJounte Murray. He can learn behind a CJ McCollum. And I think that's great for him. I think that's fantastic for him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was the 2023 NBA redraft. At number 1, we have Victor Wembanyama. At number 2, we have Brandon Miller. At number 3, Amen Thompson. At number 4, Asar Thompson. At number 5, Bilal Coulibaly. At number 6, Brandon Podziemski. At number 7, Anthony Black. At number 8, Jaime Jaquez Jr. At number 9, Scoot Henderson. At number 10, Cam Whitmore. At number 11, Grady Dick. At number 12, Derek Lively. At number 13, Cason Wallace. And at number 14, we have Keontae George. And if you guys like this type of content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to find me on TikTok, it is at The Buzzer Sports. If you want to find me on Instagram, at The Buzzer Sports _. If you want to find me on X, it is ATB Sports 1. And for business inquiries, hit up at The Buzzer Sports ENT@gmail.com. And once again, I will see you guys on Monday. Actually, because it's actually Saturday, and you guys know I upload Monday through Saturday. On Sunday, you guys can see me at the Hoop Talk podcast with me and my guy Mars Talk Sports. We do podcasts every single Sunday. Every single Sunday, we give about an hour and a half episode on current events in the NBA, or maybe we can go back and talk about some things in the past as well. This episode on Sunday is going to include, or is going to consist of, the greatest peaks of the past 25 years. So LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, CP3, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan. All these guys are going to be brought up. All these guys are going to be conversed about. And I'm extremely excited. So if you guys want to see us there, as a matter of fact, it comes on this Saturday because we are doing the podcast with Nerd Sesh. That's extremely exciting. So if you guys want to see me there this Saturday after you're watching this video, go check that out. And if you guys like this type of content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.